Good evening. Oh, apparently I gotta do it, that's why. Alright, because I didn't have my stuff on side view. Wonderful. I guess we're gonna have to stream this way, and I hate doing that. Anyways, I got a story for y'all. Um, please understand when I talk about this, this is a karmic situation. I see the pattern is very relevant. So like the players, the players that are playing their part in this, just and it's all gonna play out the way it's supposed to. I'm not gonna get pissed off one way or the other, which is a big, huge feat for me. But I got a story for y'all. So we're gonna talk. Y'all know um, the place that I worked at a long, long time ago. Back in, this is a karmic cycle that's beginning to wind back up for me. If y'all remember, I've told stories about the other place that I worked at um, 26 years ago, where I actually met my masculine, um, and how that all turned out, and how he had a crazy person that he was dating in there. Well, funny, she was blonde too. Um, the new place that I work at, I told the story a few weeks ago when I started there, how another ex of his now works with me again. Okay? And she's just as fucking crazy. She shall be nameless, as well as the place I work. This is all story time. This is for instance, this is my life. This is the astrology playing out in Blue's Clues world. And I really should have, which I'm going to show you. To show you the machine I work on. I've told you all what the divine had told me about going into the matrix and breaking the matrix, and time to get back into doing the thing and actually being out amongst people again. How to handle it. I got a story for you. I'm telling you, from day one that I walked in there, they said no shade on anything. Before I even knew that she worked there, there was this familiar energy. It smells exactly like the same place that I worked with the souls, and just the factory smell. It has a specific smell, and it was like everything just came rushing back to me. Like, what the hell is going on? And I run into my divine masculine's ex-girlfriend that works there. And ever since that, she kind of started getting a little bit, well, she didn't talk to me ever again after that first initial conversation. Um, which I was just fine with. For the long haul. Like, I was fine. We could work in the same department, but we work different shifts, which is good. I only had to see her for a brief in between changing shifts, about a half hour every day, and I was out of there. I gave no shits. Well, the way I am at work, I don't really take a whole lot of stuff. Like, I do what I'm told to do. My work ethic is above average, especially for my age. Like, we're pushing out 800 parts per day, which is astronomical, considering I work with somebody who's 55, I'm 47, and the other fella's 44. So we're all the old geezers in there, and we're showing up everybody. Anyways, because we're doing so well, the other shifts have an issue. Okay, I don't have an issue. I didn't even know this issue existed until Friday. Well, I'm hearing this from beyond the Veil Tarot. She did a video on Sun and Venus in Libra squaring Pluto in Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn moon. My rising sign is 20 degrees Libra. Okay? It is that crazy. Crazy. That I'm pretty sure that the sun is very close to my rising sign. If not, I'm not sure what degree she's at now. Got to be close. She's got her, I think she's 24 degrees right now. I'm not sure where Venus is though. But so she passed my natal rising sign. This very well could have been squaring on Friday, right on my rising sign. So on who I am, when I put my mask that I wear, I'm ruled by Venus. So it does not surprise me because this is karmic and I have to understand the astrology of that in my life as it pertains to what's actually going on. This is how I know astrology is real. Okay, this is how I know this shit is factual. I'm having Pluto, which I bring towers to people. Okay, that I'm very Plutonian in my energy. Someone messes with me karmically, and if I'm staying in integrity and I'm doing the right thing, and God always has my back, one way or another. Whether no matter what the outcome is, I'm very positive for the best. I don't care what happens, because I'm not taking that bullshit. I'm not taking what it. Mm-mm. Well, I was asked earlier in the week to stay and help do a few things on the shift after me, which I was like, I didn't really want to. And I had a great day on Friday. Me and my partners, we were the fucking team, dude. You know, my boss was really happy. He was like, well, I said, well, it looks like there's someone back there setting up. Do I have to stay? And he's like, well, there's someone back there. You can stay and cut it if you want. And I'm like, not really. I'd like to go home. It's Friday. And then he's like, well, are you sure? Like, maybe. I'm like, so I stayed. He did say I could leave. But I ended up staying just because I figured I'd help out. It was a big mistake. My intuition was telling me I should leave, and my boss did say I could go then. But I stayed. Now I'm going to follow my intuition from now on. This is the shit. I'm telling you. The karmic stuff. And like I said, no, I'm not blaming. These are like, I'm not blaming anybody. These are just the player creatures that I have to deal with in my story. Okay? Very matrixy. Matter of fact, the machine I work on, I named her Maria. She's an Italian machine. She's legit. She's made in Italy. So me and the machine have a little relationship that we chit chat. She's running great now. Everybody's very proud of Maria. I am too. And I was told before I even got a job or to put out, I was supposed to go back out there. And I kept on saying, I don't want to go back out there because I know how out there treats people like me. And I'm not dumb. But the divine told me to go back out into the matrix and start dealing with people again. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with low vibrational motherfucker. I don't. Well, followed my intuition, and I mean, I have a lot of favors so far with everything, as long as I don't let up any, I guess, and I stay in integrity and do the job that I'm supposed to do and what I'm paid to do. I'm not there to make friends. I told my bosses, all my bosses is, I'm here to do a job. I'm not here to technically make friends and be big buddies with everybody. If I'm find people that I resonate with, great. If not, I will stick to myself. I don't like getting pulled into drama. However, you know how it is in factory settings. It's just there. If you are remotely decent looking, you will be hit on. You will be the talk of the plant, and that's just the way it goes. And that's typical, you know, in those type of settings where there's men and women working. You know how it goes. It's normal. Matrix shit. Okay, it is. Well, it just so happens that the ex-girlfriend, apparently, after her first initial run-in with me, and I told her who I was, and that I knew who she was. Oh, I knew who she was. But it wasn't like, oh, I was going to go run and tell her business, and I probably would have been kind and been cool with her as coworkers if she could have kept it on a coworker to coworker, hello, how have you been? How was your weekend type of thing. Not big buddies, but at least cordial. I didn't have an issue with her per se. I only knew what I heard from hearsay. And I usually have to find out how a person is through their actions toward me. However, everything my divine masculine told me about this chick, he didn't lie about. I'm finding this out because the stuff that she's doing and how she's been responding, very, very odd. Because I don't say anything really to her or about her. I act like and pretend she does not exist. That's just the way it should be. She stays here, I stay here. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I'm there to do a job. I'm there to make a fucking paycheck, and I'm there to freaking do the best to my ability. That's it. Be a team player, period. Go home. Well, oh, and make nice with the machine that I have to work. I'm there to add value, not create bullshit. And everybody on my shift knows this. We're a pretty good team in there. And I found my niche. I know where I'm gonna be now. It's all good. Um, well, I go set up. And I'm doing what I was told to do. From my prior I was told to do all the stuff that was along the wall. Set that up, and I was like, okay, not a problem. I know that that's what we're working on. Those are the tickets that need ran. I'm just gonna run them, and I didn't go and look through all of the other stuff. I was up cutting doors all day. Um, Cutting out, excuse me. And I'm setting up, and the next shift boss and the ex-girlfriend, who's a forklift driver, by the way, comes over through by the one machine and yells across the aisle to me, hey, since you've been hiding this, since you've been hiding these parts, you can do these next. Set these up. Accusing me of hiding shit. And basically trying to downplay my integrity when I didn't even know it. I was basically blindsided. I had no clue. So right away I get that fucking funny feeling in my stomach, that sinking feeling like, oh fuck no. I'm not going to be dealing with this bullshit and be accused of something I had no clue of. And I knew that the ex was the one that told her boss that it was me to try and sabotage my ass, make me feel some kind of way. Well, earlier that week, she drove by me on her little forklift, and she was like, hi. I'm like, hi. And just kept it walking. I give no shits. Whatever. I match energy. She wants to ignore, I ignore. She wants to freaking say hi. Whatever, hi. I care. No, I don't care. Well, apparently this is really starting to bother her. For some reason or another, she's freaking the hell out. I don't even know why. Maybe because she knows me and my divine masculine are still okay. Like, we are at 0 point. There is no anything. We are cool. We are at that. Whatever he chooses fine. I'm going this way. Whatever. He's going to chase. I'm done with any of that bullshit. I don't care at this point. I'm going to be me, and I'm going to be unapologetically me, and that is that. he accepts it, great. If he doesn't, I don't care. I don't give a shit. She doesn't know any of this because I don't tell anybody anything about him in there. Um, I don't. So, I'm doing what I need to do. And the tension after they did that and how rattled I got after they freaking came over and accused me of something I didn't fucking do or didn't even know about. I was pissed. I was so fucking pissed. I was mad because you could feel it. You know that it's that Pluto square to my rising sign, which I'm ruled by Venus. I know I'm an Aries. People think I'm ruled by Mars, which Mars is the ruling planet of Aries. However, my rising sign is usually your ruler. Your ruler. So, oh yeah, get my guns back. Look at that. From lifting all those heavy pieces of wood constantly. We did 800 parts today. 800 parts on Friday. We did almost 700 today in 5.5 hours. 5.25 hours, yeah. Either way, we made above goal today. Yeah, I worked today. It gets better. After all that went down on Friday, I was pissed. I freaking left. I was pissed. And then my daughter's telling me stuff about her and her boyfriend and crazy shit. So I come home and I'm stewing on this because I know I have to work the next day. And I know I'm going to have to run into her again because all shifts were mandated because of Maria going down 4 days the week prior. Not to mention they had a skeleton crew today and double time, so I went in and worked. Damn straight. I'm in my bag right now, folks. I give no shits. I'm in my bag. So, what the hell? What? I just heard some kid yelling. Hang on a minute. Neighbors, so loud. Bunch of crazy people. Anyway, I go in the next day. I wait for my boss to get there because I didn't say anything. I didn't confront anybody. I stepped back and tried to figure out how to handle it. Even though I was pissed, like I sped off out the fucking. I was so mad when I left. So yeah. 5 o'clock, I wasted no time. I was out. I had to work till 5 on Friday because I stayed late. And I went in on Saturday and today. But yesterday when I went in, I waited for my boss to get in there and talk to him. Tell him the whole damn thing. Told him I will not put up with this. I will not be abused at work. I will not be bullied. And I will not be sabotaged. So he better fix this. If they don't figure out what they're going to do, I'm not going to be there no more. So you're going to have to choose her or me. Well, wouldn't you know, Friday night, the Divine Masculine calls me. Right after all this happened. Tell me this isn't, like, ironic. Starts saying about stuff I told him what happened. And I'm like, why is this happening to me again, George? Why every time I have to deal, when I'm working or I have to deal with somebody in a plant, I have to deal with a blonde bimbo you dated? Why? Why? I said, it's so weird, like, it's so karmic, and this is all just fucking bizarre to me. That's why I'm not really mad about it. I'm just trying to figure out, okay, what is the lesson here? How am I supposed to freaking get this right, so I don't have to fucking keep repeating this? You know, what do I do? And that's pretty much where I've been, because I know that that's what this is. It's for my growth. So I'm trying to figure out how to deal with this correctly. Yesterday when I went in there, said something, all that. I was angry even yesterday. Finally, when I let it out, and I could tell that my boss was a little bit standoffish from me then because he knew I was pissed. Everybody did. Because basically what I found is obviously they're blaming us for certain dumb shit because they don't want to work near as hard as what first shift does. That's why we get the props we do, because we actually freaking do all the hard shit and we make numbers because we don't stop working ever. When we're told to work, we're not on our phones. I can't be on my phone. People will need to get a hold of me. It has to be after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. At this point, I don't answer text messages unless it's my kids or my very close friends, people who have my cell phone. I don't get on YouTube except for at lunchtime to watch videos. I don't post videos. I don't record. I do nothing at work except for work like I'm supposed to. Okay? So, trust me, my superiors, they took notice. My coworkers, they all took notice. I'm not a slacker. I planned on getting back in shape, and I knew that this would be a great way to do it, was to get a freaking physical job that, dude, I'm going to get my Fitbit out. I'm going to grab my Fitbit, and I'm going to see how many steps I take in a day, because I'm telling you, I'm constantly moving. I have no time to stand still, and I like it. I can tell you, for someone like me that has Jupiter and Mars, and I have my Jupiter in Aries and my sun in Aries, and then I have Mars in Aquarius, like my mind is constantly going, and I need that physical release, that physical energy to move the energy through my body. My human design even talks about this. So that's another reason why I feel like Saturn opened up the door, and Pluto. I do have a Pluto and Saturn square in my natal chart to my 10th house. My 10th and 12th house, I have a square. 9th and 12th house. Midheaven. I have Saturn there, squaring Pluto in Libra. So I see this square playing out with authority figures. So what I'm doing the best that I know how to follow, not take matters into my own hands, not going for, I went to my boss. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if anything was said to them or her, per se. But I go to leave yesterday after all that bullshit, and I'm getting ready to walk out, and she makes a snarky, snide comment as I'm leaving. And I knew she was talking to me. And I'm like, I'm walking out with one of my coworkers, and she said what she said, and I'm like, oh, fuck no. I'm like, really, bitch? Really? Shouldn't have called her a bitch. That was rude. I get that. I was in the wrong for doing that. However, I'm not going to put up with being fucking, I'm not going to put up with being taunted either. I don't deal with that drama. So, she could sit there and say, I just said bye. Yeah, sure you did. Not what you said, it's how you said it. I called you bitch. It's not what I said, it's how I said it. Really, bitch? Just like you said, bye. This is the type of fucking bullshit drama that I'm dealing with. Same type of shit that I dealt with 28 years ago. And I'm like I said, the funny part about it, which I found out more stuff than today. After all of, because I went and talked to plant manager then today because he was there instead of my regular boss. And I figured this is perfect. Skeleton crew, nobody has to see me go and say anything. However, it's going to be very well known. I told him, she's on a forklift, I fear for my life at this point. As soon as she finds out that I went to you, came to you, oh yeah, I don't trust her. Nope. The stuff that I was told about her and the crazy psycho shit that I was told, in which I even told my divine masculine, I'm like, look, dude, like, I know that all the stuff that you've said. However, it sounded kind of crazy that I thought you were exaggerating most of it. And he's like, Lisa, I'm not going to lie about that. I'm like, but this stuff just seems unreal. He's like, that's my life. It is. And then he had said, well, I come to find out today that he was also right about one other thing. He hasn't called, so I haven't been able to tell him. But I will tell you. Apparently, she's in there with an ankle monitor on, driving around on a forklift. In other words, she's on house arrest. In other words, yeah. In other words, she shouldn't be causing any drama or problems. You would think that she would be smart enough to just try to make her life better. According to her, she was, but um, apparently I bring towers to people and I expose the bullshit. So that's what I found out through the grapevine. Not to mention, I also heard that she's been fucking up a lot of shit and she might not be there much longer. And I'm thinking, well, now's my opportunity. So I went and talked to the plant manager and told him everything. How I felt from the beginning. And if it's not handled, oh, and the one girl who's on the dream team in there, I'm the cutter and she's the buffer. She said if she leaves, I leave. So her name's Lisa as well. Yep. She said if she walks out, I'm going with her. She told the plant manager that. And he's like, oh God. Because now he knows if I leave, there's two that are leaving versus this criminal that they have working in there. That's a problem. And I said, look, I'm just trying, this isn't even technically just about me. This is about the morale in here. And this is about, if I leave, I'm just going to let you know, she's just going to target somebody else. So, I mean, you can freaking either figure it out the hard way or do the right thing now. What's she going to do? Because I'm telling you what, they do one more thing, she should be really freaked out because I'm telling you, if she's on probation and acting that way, all I got to do is make a fucking phone call. That's all I got to do is make a phone call. I'm not above that at this point. It's about doing the right thing. I don't like working around psychotic people that are driving forklifts. I fear for my life. If anything happens to me in there, just letting you know, I've been saying this for a while. And I already told them that I fear for my life at this point. And she's driving heavy machinery in there. Oh, yeah. Just saying. I ain't putting up with it. I went through the proper channels, and if they don't do the right thing, I will be looking elsewhere for another place of employment because I'm not putting up with this. Anywho, not that I'm running. I gave them my feelings on it. I gave them instances. I gave them details. Not to mention I had a coworker witness her do that little bye to me on the way out. So, I mean, taunting. It's a part of harassment. I said nothing. I was talking to him. Said nothing. So, I don't even remember, we were talking about something or another. Completely, you have no idea. She just kept walking because I was like, really? We can take this outside. We can go well over there. You want to take it? And then I yelled my address. Google my address. Because I won't do shit on more property. Never. But I'm not above it either. Obviously. I don't want to have to get to that point. But I will defend myself, and I told my bosses this. I'm not above defending myself. If they're not going to defend me, I will defend myself every single time. So, that's where we're at with it. When she did that, I went out and threw my shit in the car, walked right back into my boss and said, look, she did it again. She's starting fucking shit. This time right in my face. He's like, and I'm like, yeah. And he's like, Lisa, just go home and get out of here. Because he knows that he never saw me angry because I always go in there happy. So to see me upset like that, it bothered him. And I could tell he was mad. Just didn't want him mad at me for being mad. And just a drama. Like, he doesn't need that either. They don't, none of us do. However, Divine Masculine told me she would cause drama. He warned me of this. I already told them, I didn't say them, I told my boss what I knew. And this is what I was told. I'm going to play it out and I'm going to do my best and stay away from her. And that's exactly what I did. I did what I was supposed to do. No problems. Up until I had to work for 2 hours in her department and she saw a guy stop and talk to me. She didn't like that. She wasn't getting all the attention. She's in I figured it out. She's definitely on the spectrum. Typical. These narcissists all fucking hate me. Because I carry a big ass light. And I'm funny. And I'm everything that they're not. So, I have integrity. I go to work. I do my job. I'm not trying to swindle anybody. I'm honest. I'm humble. I'm happy. And I try and make the environment positive. And then you have the vibe from first shift to second shift is completely different. So I said to my boss, if I would have never stayed, and I told my production manager, if I would have never stayed on Friday, we wouldn't be sitting here because this wouldn't have happened. So I prefer not to ever work on that shift ever again, as long as she's here. And technically, at this point, if they don't do something to where she's gone, then I'm gonna put in my notice and I'm gonna find something else. So anyway, yeah, this is where I'm at, and I'll walk out gracefully instead of having a big fight and ruckus and all that other shit. They'll lose not just one employee, but 2 good employees for a felon. So that is that. I don't care if they say, oh, well, it's he said, she said. No, it's not. This is a matter of right and wrong. I'm being harassed, and I haven't done shit to this girl. I've been nice all the way around, regardless of all the shit. Or I just didn't say anything. I just stay away. I have no problem with that. I get along with everybody in my department and on my shift. I can't help it. She's coming in there seeing that and getting all jealous. And I hate saying that people are jealous, but they are. They're jealous of people who just don't, who can be themselves. I ain't changing for anybody. This is who I am, and people like me, fine. As a matter of fact, some kid today, I forget what he said. Oh, I asked him, I'm like, are you he said something, and I'm like, are you a Capricorn? And he's like, huh? I'm like, are you a Capricorn? He's like, oh, God, don't tell me you're into that. There's crystals. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Yes, I am. Yeah. Why? He said, I dated a girl. He says, do you carry crystals in your car? And I'm like, yeah, there's probably some out there right now. He said, well, why don't you go out there and charge them or something? I said, actually, they're all on my windowsill. And he started laughing his ass off. It's stuff like that. And he looked on his Snapchat. He said, according to my Snapchat, I'm a Virgo. And then the other kid said to him, next to him, he's like, well, what am I? I'm like, when's your birthday? So we got into a little conversation about that. And then he told me that he was dating an Aquarius. And I'm like, oh, Taurus and Aquarius. And I explained to him, I'm like, how are you guys really like tensing right now? Because I mentioned my daughter's an Aquarius dating a Taurus. So they go at it all the time, like, constantly. That's square. I said, right now, her freaking Uranus is in fucking your sign, so good luck. I'm sure she's an Aquarius, so she's detached, and Yep. I knew a bunch of earth signs worked in there. I could tell, and it's typical. I could tell. They're all a bunch of grumpy people too. Grumpy in a good way. But, like, I don't hide who I am. I told him, I said, yeah, I know I'm weird. And I'm happy. At least I'm not hurting nobody. At least I'm not trying to cause a whole bunch of fucking drama. I just end it. I don't care. Like I said, Jobs are a dime a dozen. I will go get another one. I mean, it took a little while to, not really. It took about 3 weeks for them to call me and get my job, but it felt like forever for me. However, I'm going on my 4th week now, folks. I have 56 hours in this week. 56 hours. I'm tired. But figured I would give you what this very well could look like in your life with the karma playing out. It's basically the same thing that I went through the last cycle when Divine Masculine was in my life, and I was dealing with the same type of environment. It smelled the same, felt the same, energy was the same, even the people responded to me the same. However, you know, I'm trying to deal with management in a much better, much more mature. I'm dealing with them in a much better way. When before I would run from problems and issues, I don't do that anymore. Now I face them in a mature and calm manner, unlike way back then, where I didn't understand any of this stuff and I didn't understand. I mean, like I said, it's either her or me. So they can take their pick. Neither one of us are in the union yet, so they can take their pick. They want to deal with a fucking crazy person who's going to do this to somebody else. This isn't going to stop. Hopefully it'll stop with me. This should be the end of it. I bring towers to people. The thing is everything that Divine Masculine said, what happened has happened. Like I said, I didn't get to tell him any of this part. I talked to him Friday when he said about her being in with the ankle monitor and stuff. And I'm just like, I don't care. I don't give a shit what's going on in her private life. I don't care if she was in trouble. That's not my business. I don't give a shit. What is my business is having to deal with things correctly and in the right way. And thank God I have one person who understands that I can actually call on the phone and be like, look, help. What do I do? I'm so pissed off. And she usually lets me vent, with the situation and stuff at hand. And like I said, I don't want to come on here and, I understand this is all part of my karmic lesson and how to try to do things a little bit differently instead of, I don't really want to blame because I know I didn't do anything wrong. And I just wish she had that much of a problem. The communication is the key, period. I understand this. However, some people just can't communicate and they're very unreasonable anyway. If someone's psychotic, you're not going to be able to get through them. They're not going to change. That's just the way it goes. Once their mind is set, a couple people, and now I'm starting to think maybe she is a Leo. I'm afraid to ask when her birthday is. I want to know when her birthday is. I'll ask Divine Masculine and see if he knows when it is. He was the one that dated her, not me. But a bunch of people were saying Leo, and it's coming out in all of my tarot readings that, this Leo. I'm wondering if she's a Leo. She probably is. She doesn't act like one. She acts very inferior. But then again, Leo women have always seemed to be kind of intimidated by me. Now, the girl that I work with, the other Lisa, she's a Gemini. Strangely enough, a lot of Gemini women have turned on me, so I'm really hoping that doesn't happen this time. I don't think it will. She's a lot older, and she's technically, at this point, a progressed Leo. Yeah, she's a progressed Leo. So, she went through her Gemini phase, and she went through her Cancer phase. So, she undergone all of that stuff, and probably a lot of pain along the way. So, she's a Pluto and Virgo generation. So, yep. She's been through it too. All of us have. Anywho, I didn't see anybody really talk. I kind of just wanted to, oh, hi, Radiant Gems. I see you got one here. None of this chat was coming up. Anyway, I just wanted to say thank you all for listening. And like I said, this very well, you could see this in your own karmic way playing out in your life. Similar patterning. Um, but it would be something that happened from like 26 to 28 years ago. And right at the beginning of the new Jupiter cycle. This is the same effing thing. And I'm thinking, how do I do it differently this time? And I'm trying to do it the best way that I know how. And I mean, it very well could be, do you have the strength to say, screw this and walk away gracefully? In which I will. Um, things don't get any better, I will. Because I actually said, you know, I didn't know if I came in today, did my part, because I promised I would. I don't know if I want to come in tomorrow at this point. When I rolled in here today, I felt sick in my stomach because I didn't know how this was going to go, and I knew that I had to talk to you about it. Brian was aware, but he obviously isn't here, so he wouldn't be able to talk to you, and it's his day off, and I expect, you know, but I figured I'd come talk to you since he already knows about it. I'm doing the chain of command thing, and I'm not putting up with it. I said I figured I'd let you guys figure it out tomorrow, what you wanted to do. Well, they want me to go in and they're going to go, he's filing, he's going to go in HR and he's going to have me go down and file something. And that way, if anything happens to me, because I'm going to put on there, I'm in fear of for my life with her driving that forklift. I don't trust her. I see her staring me down all the damn time. All it takes is for her to fucking snap. Can you imagine? I think not. I'm not going to work with a psycho. I'm not. So, I wouldn't put anything past her. I mean, the other ex was a psycho too. God had me take that Goliath down. I'll take down another one in this way. Like I said, she, you know, if people would just realize who they really are on the inside and work on themselves. Like, I worked on myself and how hard I've worked on myself. Even though, yeah, I had a moment. I did. I had a big moment. And it was more, not necessarily betrayal. It was more driven by, why is this happening again? Why does this always fucking happen to me? I even said it to my boss. I'm like, why in the fuck is this happening again? It's like, it seems like I put up with this all the fucking time from these fucking catty, petty people. And I don't do anything. I just do my job. But I have these women who are just, woohoo. For some reason, my energy stirs up their demons. I don't know why. I don't get it. Because I'm not doing anything to instigate them. I guess just me ignoring them pisses them off. I don't know. Me not pining after them. Me not fucking bowing down to them. I don't do that shit. I am who I am, and that bothers people, that I can be the real me. If I can't be the real me, then I'm going to leave. That's how it goes. And it, like I said, it's nothing against the Matrix. It's nothing against the people in it. Because I'm just I'm in the Matrix. I'm not of the Matrix. They are recognizing this. Even to the point where they all started calling my machine Maria, which is what I named her. And guess what? She's working great now. She likes it that I'm over there, and it's a she. Her name was not Beulah, because that's what they work with. She's like, Beulah. She didn't like that name. Now that she's doing great. Like, no breakdowns. We're not going to have any. Matter of fact, I can show you. This is where I was meant to go. Look. It's even written on her. See what that says? Tell me, when God told me I was going to go in, I'm supposed to go back into the matrix and break the matrix. This was the machine that broke down a week, not even a week of me being there in the department. She broke. For a good 4 days, she was down. I went over and I whispered sweet nothings, and her and I are good buddies. And then I told it's funny, because I said to the sprayer guy, this is how I talk to people. I'm myself. I said, he's having problems with his guns all the time. Like spurting out and doing dumb shit. I said, have you named your guns? He's like, yeah, asshole and dickhead. I'm like, that's the problem. Start being nicer to your inanimate objects, and maybe they'll work nicely for you. It's more of the energy and positive energy you're putting out. And then today, after Maria started, he even called her Maria too. He's like, after Maria started working. After she started working well, he's like, I'm having all these issues with my guns. I said, you need to freaking go and be nice to those guns. I'm telling you, like, just the vibration of that. Say, go give your guns names. Maybe you should name one Rambo, and I don't know, just give them nice names. Don't call them asshole and dickhead, and maybe they'll start working better. Yeah, I get it. We all need new shit, but it's a little bit hard right now. You know, it's rough in America. So, things need rebuilt and things need fixed and all that other stuff. I get it. I gotta get to it. Anywho, that's tales from the workplace. All good. It's a great place to work. It's just, of course, when you have a lot of people working together, you're gonna have drama, and it just seems like because I have that Mars, I have Mars squaring my Venus, and then and it squares Uranus too. And then I have that Grand Cardinal Cross where Saturn is squaring Pluto, and Pluto's opposite my Sun and Jupiter, and the Moon is opposite Saturn. Like, I have all of these different components in my own personal chart, and then the way the transits are playing out with all these squares and stuff, it's just a big hot mess. And I'm trying to figure all this stuff out of what the lesson is here and how to do it correctly. That way I don't create any more bad feelings or anything like that. I want to do it right. I don't want to look like the bad guy, and that's what narcissists love to do. Instead, I decided to nip it in the bud, and if we can't get it fixed, then I'm going to leave. And I told my plant manager today that if I wasn't going to come in tomorrow, I wanted them to figure it out and handle it. Well, he wants me to go in and give a statement about what's going on. At least my side of the story. That way they have it documented, and they'll figure out what they're going to do. Now, what I was told is things could be looking up in that department because she hasn't been, I guess she's been messing stuff up. And if that's true, I'm sad. I'm sorry to hear that. But she can't be taking what she's doing to herself and trying to sabotage me. I'm sorry. That's not going to fly. It's not. Because I'm actually doing my job and I'm doing it right. And I have good relationships with all my coworkers. Because I bust my ass. I don't go in there and fuck off. I go in there and do my job. That's why I'm there. Also to be a light and bring positive energy. And that's exactly what I do every single day. My boss noticed it. All my coworkers know this. All my coworkers, especially the ones that are on my line, they love me. And I love them too. Like, we all get along really well. And I'm happy for that. Can't help how other people, if that bothers other people, that's their fucking problem, not mine. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm supposed to do. And if it don't get handled, and if she doesn't stop, I will leave. I don't need to be there. I don't need to take no bullshit, and I'm not going to take workplace bullying. So that is that. Because I asked him, what's your policy on workplace bullying? Because I'm not putting up with it. Nope. I'm not being taunted and all that other shit. I'm not. So now I just have to let them deal with it and see what happens. If they don't deal with it correctly, I will be leaving. Just because I feel like that would be the right thing to do. We all need to learn karmic lessons. They'll lose two good coworkers because the buffer is leaving with me. Exactly what she said. She goes, I'm leaving. We all help each other. We're a team. We don't just freaking every man for himself in there. No, we help each other like we're supposed, like a good team would. So I don't want to be thrown under the bus, and I'm not going to be. Anyway, thank you all for being on here, and yeah, I need your prayers. Things are looking up, even though, there's some bumpy roads, bumpy things in the transits and shit like that. And I'm sure it's going to get bumpier with other things. I'm not saying, especially when Mars goes retrograde. I'm just kind of dreading. That's kind of something I've been dreading. Since Mars retrograde. Along with the Uranus and Saturn square. I don't know what's going to happen. But all in God's hands. Just give me the grace to accept whatever. And be okay with whatever. That's all. So keep Blue Flame in your prayers. Because I did find I love my job. I like what I do. I like being around people again. And it's about time. Like, I thought I'd be freaked out, and I'm not. Now, I don't know how I would do if I work in a public sphere, where I'd be actually out, having to deal with hundreds of different people every day, like at a store or something. That would suck. Like, that would really suck. Like, I kind of like the idea of being with the same people every day, because I kind of can build and develop coworker relationship. Even though, like, I still stick to myself, but I am getting a little bit. Thank you, Radiant Gems. I appreciate that. I need them. I need all your prayers and good vibes and all that other stuff, and I need strength. Give me strength. Actually, maybe not. Give me balance. Give me balance. Why did you retract the message, Radiant Gems? I need balance. I need the scales balanced. Like I said, I have this plutonic energy to where things fester. I just piss people off. I have this. My energy naturally pisses people off, and I don't even do anything to try. Just being myself. They're just being myself, and that makes people mad because they can't be themselves. I don't know. They can, but when they have a false sense of self, how can you be your true authentic self when you don't even know who you are? And that's why I spent a lot of time understanding and figuring out who I am as a person, what I will tolerate, and what I deserve and what I don't deserve. And that's exactly what I said. I don't deserve this. Not as much integrity, being in integrity and doing what I hear some stuff and I'm just like, you get fired for that, dude. Like, there's the stuff that I've heard is just like, not my business, not my monkeys. God will freaking sort it out, but it's not for my business to tell on a lot of things. Like, I don't want to know. I just don't say nothing. I know I'm not going to do some of this shit because it's not integrity to me. It's just not. Thank you, Radiant Gems. I did want to punch her right in the face, though, yesterday. Yeah, I did. Not saying that everything in my airy self didn't want to come out and fucking run back in there and jump on that bitch. I'm not saying that. Yo. I can tell you right now. I'd never do anything to get my workplace or anybody in there in trouble. However, if I ever see her out, it very well could go down. I'm not even going to lie. The animosity that this girl, the natural hatred she has for me at this point, and her being on that damn forklift, and even outside of there, If she ever came in contact with me, I think it'd go down on site. So I got to be prepared for that. We all know what happened when I worked the other over freaking the other plant. We all know. I might have to get Randy and Louie back out. I don't want to have to do that, but whatever. I'll do what I got to do. I will protect myself, and I told my bosses this, both of them. I said, I don't put up with that. I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to fucking be worried when I come to work and be in fear for my life at this point. Anyhow, I put it that way, and that's not good. I'm like, yeah, because as soon as I pulled in here, I felt sick to my stomach. Like, it shouldn't be that way. It felt very eerily familiar. All right, I'm going to get off of here. I got to be up at... I'm going to come on when I get home tomorrow. I get off at 3. I'm not staying late at all this week, obviously. As I said, I told my boss I'm not working, I'm not helping second shift ever again. Fuck them. I'll help third shift if you want me to come in early, fine. I'll never come in and help them. They didn't appreciate it when I did it, so they can all go fuck off. That's how I feel about that. Toodaloos, you fucked up. Not me. I'm going to, because I got a long week. 5 days. Dude, I worked 7 days in a row. I worked 6 the week before. I had 1 day off. Now I'm working. Just worked 7. It's going to be 13 in total till I get a day off. So, like I said, I want to get my Fitbit out and see how many steps I'm taking now. I'm telling you, I'm moving constantly, and I guess the buffer said she lost 10 pounds since she started there at the end of August. And I'm like, yep, I can already tell. Everything is getting toned back up in my body because I'm moving all the time and I am sore. It's Epsom salt baths twice a day. When I get home from work and when I get up in the morning, I go over and have an Epsom salt bath before and clear my energy. I'm constantly clearing my energy, guys. So, yeah. And I guess I don't want to dull my shine. And I know that Epsom salt baths do that. But sometimes you have to kind of dim yourself back so that you're not attacked so much. On the days I don't do Epsom salt baths, I can tell. I can tell big time. Anyway, I love you. Have a good night. And yeah, this is the astrology that's playing out in real time in my life. Straight from Blue's Clues bedroom. Night. Bye.